Right, to solve exponential equations, the most important thing when you first start these is that you have to make sure that whatever is attached to the exponent is completely by itself before you use any sort of logarithm. So you have to get rid of that 7 before you get started. So 4 to the 7x is going to equal 5. Now, right now that x is trapped up in the exponent, so we can use logarithms to get it down. In this case, our base is 4, and we have a 5 on the other side, so it really doesn't matter whether you use natural log or the common log. I would imagine Mrs. Danhoff's students will probably use the common log. My students know that I hate common log, so I'm using natural log. So once you put the logs on both sides, again, a lot of times I see people forget to put the log on the right side. So just make sure whatever you do on one side, you got to do the other. So logs on both sides. And then go ahead and take that exponent and move it out front. Now this one you're just trying to get x by itself. So on some of the other problems we've ended up factoring x out. And if it helps you kind of think of it like this here, right now x is trapped in the middle of this term. So if you want to factor it out, we're left with x and then 7 ln 4 is equal to ln 5. And then to get x by itself, all we got to do is divide both sides by 7 ln 4. So that's going to be our exact answer. So ln 5 over 7 ln 4. To get the approximate answer, go ahead and type ln 5 over 7 ln 4. In your calculator, and that's going to be our approximate. And then the intersection point, that's really just us trying to get you to check your work. It's not the only way you can check your work on this. Oops, I should round that to a 9. All right, 0.1659. And I'll just show you the intersection point on this first one. And the reason why I like the intersection point is on your midterm or on any standardized test, if you have any sort of equation where you have two things set equal to one another and one variable is involved in solving it, a really helpful method if you have no clue how to solve something is just to graph those two parts of the equation and see where they cross one another. So if this is a multiple choice test, your test this week will not be multiple choice, but your midterm most likely will be multiple choice. If you're not sure how to solve something and you have two things that equal to one another, go ahead and graph it. So we have 7 in parentheses 4 raised to the 7x, and on the other side we have 35. Now when I hit graph, you're not going to see the 35 line because my window only goes up to 10. So I'm going to change my window to go up past 35. So I'll make it go to 50. All right, and you can see where the blue and the red graphs intersect one another. Second trace intersect. First curve, just hit enter. Second curve, hit enter. And guess, hit enter again. All right, so you should see that the x value that we get for the intersection point matches the same number that we have when we did the approximate answer. Now we're not going to ask you to find the intersection point on your test, but we do want you to be aware that that is an excellent way for you to solve something if you have no clue how to do it. The other way you could check your answer is just by replacing what you got for x in your equation. So we originally had 7 times 4 raised to the 7x. So 7 times, in place of x, I'm just going to arrow up and make my calculator grab that decimal answer. And because my calculator rounded it slightly, it's giving me 35 with a bunch of zeros and 1, but essentially it's just 35. So that answer is checked.